All right, guys, we're back. I don't know how to say this. This young man terrifies me. He's very good at jiu-jitsu, and alarmingly so, that it almost becomes exhausting talking about how good he is at jiu-jitsu. Maybe you've seen an episode of The Bullpen where we make mention of his name, and I go, that kid, yeah, he's so good. I'm bored of saying he's really good at footlocks. Oh no, did Jett Thompson win another competition? Well, I guess I should say congratulations, Jett Thompson. It's a pleasure to have you back, brother. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing great.
Dude, you have been killing it on the scene since the PGF. You got that momentum from that week of competition, and you have not stopped. You have been on the grind. Just hit me through some of the greatest hits. What have you competed at, and what have you won since?
I've won a couple ADCC Opens. I've done EBI. I've done... what's what I've done? I did the Sapatero, and yeah, a few other things.
And even at, like, the Sapatero was awesome. You had some great moments there. It's just, that's another killer sort of thing. So you're just going for the most high stakes version of everything. And what I love seeing was you going out there and getting this amazing recognition for ADCC. So at the ADCC Open, you were finishing out the run as being in the kids division, right?
Yeah.
So you're now stopping terrifying those kids. You're done with kids division,
I'm
right?
done with kids division.
Okay, now you're back to just terrifying adults.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that was the whole thing, is I was like, bro, you're gonna murder those kids. And it's not like you're older than them, but just you're good.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to see you out there and doing that. And I have to say, as being an alumni of the PGF, we take a certain pride of like, damn, dude, that dude's going out there and killing it. So we've been watching from afar and super happy for you.
Thank you.
What does it feel like to be back, though?
I'll be back. So I've said it a million times, but PGF is like my favorite thing I've ever done. And everybody I know who's done PGF says the same thing. So I'm super stoked about the PGF. I'm super stoked about this new format. Like 5 weeks of just every Wednesday. So that's going to be super exciting. Just being able to compete every week.
Do you like the thought of spreading it out? Because you're one of the few people who will know the difference between that grind that was that week and you, because of your youth at the time, did not seem as phased as some of your compadres on that battlefield who didn't all make it to the end of the week. So what do you feel about like this month and a half long journey that you'll be taking now?
I do like the idea of being able to have that week and have like the time to like game plan and think about who you're fighting and recover and stuff. And at the same time, though, I feel like I did have an advantage, like you said, in the last season, because I was probably almost 10 years younger than a lot of the people. So it just gave me a big advantage, like being able to like recover faster and stuff. But I think that I'll still be more at an advantage at this season still.
I mean, the reason why I say this is jiu-jitsu, and you'll learn this maybe way later, it's not coming for a while. Jiu-jitsu is very much a young man's game for the competitive field. They one time accidentally put me into an adult category as a old, and at first I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't mind 30 plus, 40 plus. I'm 42. So I'm like, I have no business going against it like a Jett Thompson. It doesn't make sense for me. And there was a guy who I really wanted to interview, and he was in that category. And I was like, that dude's like practically in the UFC. I like him. I want to interview him. And of all people, Mike John saw me and he's like, I'd probably give you the interview if you did take the match against me. And I was like, I think you're right. Ugh. That sounds like a terrible way to get an interview. Ugh. So I went up to the like ballot table and I was like, I'm not taking this match. And they go, okay. Are you sure? I was like, yes. Are you sure? Yep. The third you sure had the biggest you bitch underline I've ever heard in their life. And I was just like, what? They go, are you sure? I go, oh, fuck it. We ball. It was terrible. But I will tell you this. For me, seeing somebody like you won't find this out until later, but yeah, young competitive jiu-jitsu is where it's at. So even though I'm sure it wasn't easy, it felt like a normal day at the office. where for a lot of these guys, every day was D-Day. It was like, oh God, I'm surviving this, doing it another day. So that's great. What do you think has changed most in your jiu-jitsu since the last time we've seen you? Because to me, I've seen an evolution in what you're doing. And it's very subtle, because when you get to your age and you get to like 17 to 18, it almost feels like you go into a quantum realm of like how much you've improved since the last time I've seen you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's I've definitely been improving a lot. I've been wrestling and wrestle ups, but I feel like the main thing that's really evolved is back takes. I've been
man.
and I'm super excited for that in this season, because I think I'll be able to get a lot of finishes from the back.
I thought I heard word, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, that you wanted to do the last season.
The 205?
Yes.
I got invited to it, but I was kind of skeptical, because I was like, back when they invited me to that, I was still pretty small. I was like 170, and it's like, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to be, because I knew like some of those guys were cutting 30 pounds for that, and me, who would have been competing up like 25 pounds, that was too much.
Do you know what my thought process was? And I'm glad you said that. When I heard they pitched you, or that you were in the possibility of competing, I was like, I think that son of a bitch is crazy enough to might do it.
Yeah.
And I legit had a moment where I go, I'm not going to be surprised if I see you. And then I thought, maybe in a couple years.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's now. Would you revisit doing that 205 in the future?
Yeah. I would do a 205 division now.
Okay. I mean, dude, you're getting big. Like, you're growing into who you're supposed to be. Even to the point now where I'm like, you're going to make 155, fam? Because you're starting to get a little bit bigger, man.
Yeah. I feel like I look a little bigger than I am, because right now I'm walking like 170, 175.
Okay. That seems about right.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like in a couple years, who knows how you grow?
Yeah.
You might actually fill out more to that place. So
I think so. I think this is probably the last time I'm going to do 155.
I think your body's going to tell you that too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be ghost of Christmas future here, but it's possible you might go up a little bit. It's just your frame and how much you train. And if you are doing weight training, I think it comes with the territory that you just start looking at going up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you do stick around at 155, that's going to be a very scary human being, because you're already starting to put on more muscle now, to the point where I think you're going to be able to move some of these guys around in ways that they aren't used to getting moved.
Yeah.
And that to me is going to make for some good clash. So I'm excited to see it. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Some of these guys are going to have feelings about me saying that.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, I don't know. Nobody can move me. And I'm like, I don't know, man. He's pretty good, man. So there is that. What are your expectations for the season of PGF, sir?
Man, I expect to have like a lot of fun. It's exciting, and I'm really excited for this rule set, because getting the chance to like have that whole week to like look at who you're fighting, and then the PGF is just so fun. It's so fun to be there with the coconut water. And
that's the biggest takeaway you had the last time. He's like, no, man, it was a fun experience, but the coconut water just right there with the experience.
Yeah.
You know, I think about it in such a different way for you, which is when I was your age, I was going to like summer camps, looking at jobs, all this sort of stuff. You're doing what you're trying to do to become a professional and growing up. Your version of being a professional and growing up and going to summer camp was essentially us. And like, it's to become a better professional at this sport. So you now come in at a unique place of being this young vet, where a lot of these guys, it's going to be their first experience. Yeah. So I was curious, maybe not to these guys, but what advice do you have to those people who are maybe going to do the next qualifiers or the next process? Because I think you're a homegrown success story from PGF. I'd love to know what you think is good advice for those people competing and trying to get on a show like this.
Yeah, for sure. Just open up your game, and because like in the PGF, it doesn't matter if like you get submitted, it's the same as going to a draw. So you just need to open up your game and be very aggressive with the attacks. And then it's sub only too. So don't be like if you can like get to like side control or mount or something or back even, like, you know, that's all right, but it doesn't mean anything. So you need to look, not even just for PGF, but like everything, you need to like look at the rule set and know what has meaning in the rule set. And use what you can with your game to adjust around that. And for me in PGF, that's very easy to do because I'm a very submission oriented grappler, so it's easy for me to go in a 6-minute match and throw everything I can on the table. But
I would agree. I mean, listen, dude, you're always fun to watch. Like, we're so happy you're coming back. I'm stoked for you. And I like some of these matchups, not just for you, but for what I think they'll bring to the overall program. Like, once I saw some of the names, I'm like, oh, this guy likes to do this. Oh, you know, if we're going to test your wrestling, there's this guy who I think could do that for you. Yeah. Those are good little markers. You know, I talk to my students, I tell them all the time, I'm like, a lot of competition should be progress markers.
Yeah, for sure.
And for you, it's going to be like, man, how much did you leap and grow from the last time? Do you feel any pressure in being the favorite? Because right now, nobody's saying anything that you're going to be maybe a draft pick with a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But you've got experience. You've done very well as a runner-up. I would have to imagine you'll be very high on that draft list. Is there any pressure you're putting on yourself or that you feel?
Not that I feel pressure. It's just that I know that people are going to know me now. So they're going to be like watching me a lot more, and they're going to be like game planning for me a lot more. So, because last season, I think a lot of the reason why I caught so many people, especially in the first day or two, was nobody knew who I was. They just saw I was like some random kid. So I went out there and then I caught them. This time it's going to be different though, because they're going to be watching me and going to be coming up with a game plan for me.
Oh, I have news for you. They haven't just watched you. I can say with some authority, when somebody has been asked, they say that they've watched your instructional and they loved it. So now when you mentioned that, you're like, well, now they didn't know who I was last time. Yeah, dude, they're watching your game. So now it's going to be interesting to see if they paid attention to those details and if you're still able to hit them. I feel like that's the best marker of a true jiu-jitsu artist is, well, you know my game, but how you can stop it.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a fun wrinkle to put in this time.
I think so.
All right, Jett, here's what I want you to do. That's the camera. I want you to go ahead and, tell the people like where you're training, where they can come train with you, and what they can expect to see from you this season at the PGF, sir.
All right. I live in Guthrie, Oklahoma. You can come train with me up in Oklahoma or down at Arlington in Texas. And my instructional is Mastering Ankle and Aoki Locks by Jett Thompson. Go learn my Aoki locks and how to finish leg locks like professional. And
what can they expect to see from you this season, sir?
Expect to see a lot of me. You can expect lots of subs, lots of back takes, and for me to be taking home the 155 belt.
That's what's up, man. I love how competitive you are because you know that good film, good footage, good matches come from that. So I look forward to seeing you back here, sir. Thank you for coming back, man.
Of course.
Super happy to have you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Don't go anywhere.